Grief is one of the most underreported things people carry. Not just death, though there's plenty of that. The fracture of a family, the job that was part of who you were, the community that dissolved, the version of your life that's simply gone. And most people carry it in silence because they've been told they should be over it by now. Let me say something clearly. Grief is not a problem to solve. I'm not going to try to fix it or rush it. If you've lost someone or something that mattered, that weight is real. It deserves its space. What I want to talk about is different. The way grief cuts you off from yourself and what to do about that part. Here's what I mean. Let me name what you're living. The weight that doesn't lift, crying at unexpected moments, the difficulty imagining a future, and underneath it, the sense that a whole version of your life is gone and you don't know who you are without it. That last part is the piece I want to reach, because there are really two things happening in grief, not one. The first is the loss itself, the person, the life, the thing that's gone. That part is real and it's supposed to hurt, and no technique should touch it. But there's a second thing, and this is the one almost nobody names. Grief doesn't just hurt, it disconnects. It pulls you so far out of yourself that you lose contact with the person underneath the loss. So now you're carrying two separate weights, the grief and the fact that you're stranded from yourself while you carry it. That second weight is the one that makes it feel bottomless. Because a self that's present can grieve and still remain a self. But a self that's been severed from its own center has nothing solid to grieve from. You're not just mourning what you lost, you're mourning from a place where you've also lost you. There's a moment, even in grief, even in the weight, where you can be present and fully yourself. Not over the loss, not past it, just present with it, as yourself, instead of drowned by it. I call that moment first cause. The moment before the grief pulls you completely under. And here's the reframe. The goal was never to stop grieving. The goal is to not lose yourself inside the grief. To carry the loss without being severed from the person who has to carry it. That's a return you can learn. This isn't about moving on faster or feeling less. It's about staying connected to yourself while you feel exactly what you need to feel. There's a difference between grieving as yourself and being erased by grief. First cause is the return to being yourself, even here. Watch what that looks like. The first 2 weeks, you find one moment where the grief is present, but it doesn't erase you. 60 seconds of return where you're still there underneath the weight. Small, but it means you're not gone. By 30 days, you can name 3 moments where you carried the loss without disappearing into it. And you can see the change in data across 5 dimensions of your inner life, based on research. That matters because in deep grief, you often can't tell whether you're moving at all. By 90 days, the return is more available than the drowning. The grief is still yours. It may always be, but it stops taking the whole of you. You can imagine a future again. Not because you stopped loving what you lost, because you're present enough to see one. You become someone who can hold their own loss and still be there for the people around them. I want to speak to a fear that stops people from doing this work in grief. The fear that if you come back to yourself, if you become present again, it somehow means you're letting go of what you lost. That staying underwater is a form of loyalty. That to feel like yourself again would be a betrayal. I understand that fear completely. But I want to gently turn it over. Being erased by grief does not honor what you lost. It just adds a second loss on top of the first. Now the world is missing them and missing you too. The people you lost did not love a drowning version of you. They loved you, present, whole, yourself. Returning to that self is not leaving them behind. It's the opposite. It's carrying them in the one place they can actually be carried, in a heart that's present enough to hold them. The love doesn't require your erasure. The love is better served by your return. You can grieve them for the rest of your life if you need to, but grieve them as yourself, not as someone who disappeared along with them. Every return is a rep. The reps rebuild your contact with yourself, so grief stops meaning erasure. You get to keep the love and keep yourself at the same time. You don't have to get over anything. You just don't have to disappear. This is a tender subject. If the weight is heavy, please lean on the people and the support around you. To find out where you stand right now, take the free assessment at consciousnesstrack.app/quiz. 5 minutes, completely free. It maps exactly where you are across 5 dimensions of your inner life. I'm Candace. I'll see you in the next one.